Hi everyone, it's Amy. If this is the first time you're seeing me, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, great to have you back. So today I'm off to acupuncture, and acupuncture has been a big part of my longer term healing from chronic hives. My body knows it's acupuncture today, and in the last few days certain parts of my body have started absolutely screaming at me. So I'm having some trouble with my kneecaps. They feel a bit jelly-like. I've got some pain showing up in my hip creases, and I'm going to ask my wonderful acupuncture lady if she'll do some more gua sha on my neck and shoulders. Gua sha has been one of my favourite techniques. It was fascinating the first time I had it done on my neck and shoulders. First of all, it feels like bliss. Absolute heaven. And when we're talking about gua sha, just so that you know what I mean, you know those jade rollers that you use on your face and your neck? It's the same material, and she uses quite a bit of pressure and all the way down my neck, all the way down my back, and she takes a photograph for me each time, and I'm going to actually show you here on the screen. This was the first time I had gua sha done. Look at the colour of what's lifted there. Now let me just explain. When you're suffering from chronic stress, you brace. Your body just braces. It feels like it's constantly in fight or flight. It feels like there's danger around every corner. You brace. Your muscles tense, you hunch forward, and it restricts the blood flow, and it causes this stagnation, which can then lead to pain. So watch the progression of gua sha over the few weeks that I had it. Look here, look at how the colour lightens as we're lifting out that dark stagnant blood, and the flow is returning to my body. So initially, when I was still having hives flare-ups, I started with a 6-week course. So I went 1 hour every week for 6 weeks, and so it's been a few months since then. So now I go once a month just to keep on top of it. And it's interesting, I've become so in tune with my body. I feel everything. You know, I practice yoga every day now, and I feel every shift. And actually, you know that feeling when you're at work and you could just keep going week after week after week after week, but when you have a holiday booked, don't you feel like you're on your last legs? As you get closer and closer to that holiday, you feel like you can almost barely make it. You're going to collapse onto the plane. You know that feeling? It's exactly the same for me with acupuncture. My acupuncture lady is trained in the 5 elements. I want to talk a lot more about the 5 elements. It's Eastern philosophy. It has its roots in Chinese medicine. It's about opening the pathways in your body in the right way to help everything flow properly again. So gua sha I absolutely love, but every time I go to acupuncture, we tailor make a solution. So which parts of my body, what are we feeling? And actually sometimes when a certain area of my body's been worked on, I'll go back next time and it will have moved down, and we'll then be working on the next bit of my body. I'm going to be brave today, and I'm going to ask for needles in the arches of my feet. I have a very high pain threshold. I can handle a lot, and I know the joy that's on the other side of pain, and I'm always happy to go through the pain for the joy that's waiting on the other side. So we've got to go. This is I treat my acupuncture days as really special, sacred healing time. Wow. Okay, so I've just left acupuncture. That was absolutely amazing, as always. So we started out with, I'm going to have to look this up. She takes a herb and places it on meridian points along my back, down my spine, and she burns them. And that feels really, really nice. I started to feel quite sleepy quite quickly. Like right now I feel really, really quite sleepy. Then we did gua sha. So yeah, even for those of you that out there that are not sure about needles, see if you can find somebody that does gua sha. And I believe it's not that common actually, but it's incredible. It's blissful. It makes you kind of, you know, that dribble emoji, it makes you feel like that. So we did gua sha, and she was able to tell me how it's looking. So the photos I showed you earlier on, I'll show you the photo of today. So as you can see, there was a little bit to lift up there, but nothing like where we started when I started this acupuncture journey. And then we went to needles. So imagine this, we did kneecaps. Imagine having needles all over your kneecaps. It was, I could feel it kind of going all the way up my thighs and all the way down my legs, and it was all sensitive and even a little bit ticklish. And then we did the heels of the feet. And you know, and my third eye, and something that's really clear to me is how far I've come, because I would always cry in acupuncture, or as soon as I left acupuncture, I would cry. And last time I had acupuncture and I had needles in the arches of my feet, I started just, honestly, it was uncontrollable. I wasn't making any sound, like, but the tears were just streaming, and my chin was shaking like crazy. Now, I've just had the same thing done today and none of that's happened. And it feels like a bit of a line in the sand to me, this. It feels like a bit of a marker of how far I've actually come. And my lovely acupuncture lady said to me at the end, "Thank you for the pain." And I said, "Well, yeah, thank you for the pain, because on the other side of pain, when you don't run from pain, when you don't shy away from pain, when you're not scared of pain, when you walk straight into pain, my God, you walk straight into magic as well, and joy as well, and bliss as well, and peace and inspiration and creativity and deep self-awareness. And, you know, magic comes from pain. It really does. Had a couple of things come up when I had the needle in my third eye, so that's given me a few things to work with as well, which I'm always super grateful for. So now let's go home. Let's get back to the countryside and let's go and get in the bath. So I would love to know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. I'm a new channel here on YouTube, and it would really help me to know that my content's resonating with you. Please do comment, and thank you for watching. If you've made it until the end, thank you for being here with me. I love to have you as part of my community, and I'll see you next time.